Now, the company has always been loss-making except H1 of FY24. Looking at your RHP in FY21, it was a loss of 15 crore. FY22, a loss of 29 crores. FY23, a loss of 11 crore. It's only in the first half of this year that you've turned around and reported a profit of about 11.6 crore. So first, tell us the reason for the loss in the preceding years.
Yes. So if you look at the financials for last 3-4 years, we have been profitable from year 2 on operating profit basis. So our EBITDA has always been possible, positive from FY20 onwards, right? So last 3 years, in EBITDA terms, we were profitable. In the first 6 months of the year, we became profitable at PAT level also, right? And if you look at year on year, our EBITDA has been increasing. For example, in H1. This year we made in 6 months the same amount of EBITDA what we made in last 12 months of the year, in the last year, right. So, profitability has been increasing gradually year on year, and we are a 5 or 6 year old company. We invested a lot in building the network, the customers, the supply relationships, the distribution infrastructure, the sales infrastructure, and in 5-6 years, we have been able to turn profitable at a PAT level.
So, this is the first time you've reported a profit, right? In H1 of FY24?
At a PAT level.
At a PAT level.
Yes.
And from here on, are you confident the company will be profitable?
Yes, we will. As our scale increases, profitability margins would improve. They will get benefited from the scale benefits, our network benefits, more customers, and we'll enjoy operating leverage advantages and things like that.
Prabhat, while you're quite confident that the company is going to be profitable going ahead, the thing is, in a distributor model, the margins are wafer thin. Gross margins are 8-9%. EBITDA margins for your company have been ranging from 1 going up to nearly 3%. So it's easy to tilt the company into a loss, if anything, if your capex increases, you decide to scale up more in investments. So what gives you the confidence about being profitable going ahead? And even on margins, do you think you can better the current margins of 9% gross and 3% at the EBITDA level?
Yes, with growing scale, this business is all about scale. Supply chain businesses around the world are about scale, right? So, we are in a very early journey of scale building, right? So, as the scale goes up, and that's the reason why we are raising money in IPO, to scale up the company much faster, right? And once with that scale, with use of our technology and all that, margins are certainly going to expand, and that's what our aspiration is, to grow the margins. And we look at the business from a return on capital metric, and with a certain 5% plus margins, and 6 times capital turnover ratio, we can generate more than 30% kind of a return on capital. Once the margin metrics and the capital turnover ratios improves from here.
So, you're confident about margins expanding from current levels and even the company staying profitable going ahead?
Yes, certainly. We are aspiring and we are trying to improve our margins, and I'm very confident that with the scale and technology, the margins will improve.
If you had to tell me 2 or 3 reasons why the company was loss-making until FY23, what would it be?
Yeah, it's mainly because our investments, in building warehouses throughout the country, in building the team, right? That was main of the reasons.
So, investments is one?
Yes, yes.
Is there any other reason why the company was loss-making? Because investments will continue.
Less utilization of capacity, less utilization of manpower capacity, right? So, once, you reach a certain scale, your operating leverages start kicking in, right? And you start making money, their businesses, some of our subsidiaries were loss making in the beginning. They have turned profitable in last 2 years. As I told you, in first half of the year, we made so much of, same amount of EBITDA that we made in last 12 months of the year, right? So, it is very certain and very visible that, the margins will expand with the scale.